Welcome, welcome to Bar Brunch. Not our usual day, not our usual time, but this is going to be a super fun one because we are doing this for the Pittsburgh Fringe. Yes, it is a Pittsburgh Fringe takeover. We have 3 guests today who all have their own Pittsburgh Fringe shows, and there might be some other people from their shows joining, and it's going to be a whole fun time. I love it. I'm excited. But before we get that, as they're all entering the chat and also as you are all tuning in to watch, we're going to make me some foods. That way I can eat. What is brunch without food? So I'm going to be making one of my classic favorites on this Bar Brunch show, a Shakesburger. Yes! All right. Basically, a Shakesburger is just a regular brunch burger, but you want to make sure that the egg stays out underneath of the burger so it gives it a little collar ruff. So it's like a little cute little fluff around the burger part. Before we even make the egg, let's make the burger. So we're going to take our ground beef. If you want to use something other than ground beef, you go right ahead. There's that Beyond Meat stuff that I would love to try sometime. Squeeze it together. Maybe drain out some of the fat when you squeeze it together. All right. So my meat is pretty much pre-cooked at this point, but I'm going to toss it in the pan to heat it up and also melt some cheese on top of it. How's everyone doing, by the way? Feel free to comment and stuff throughout. Also, if there are any other shows watching and you want to plug your show, feel free to say stuff. All right. I'm just going to toss you in right now. You're very messy right now. I don't like that. But we're going to take what we can get. I'm going to wipe my hands of all of this burger fat. But yeah, what other shows are y'all expecting to see, wanting to see, hoping to see? All of that fun stuff. For those who haven't ever seen this show before, I've been running this weekly since August. Because why not? Again, this is pre-cooked meat, double pre-cooked because I microwaved it before the show started because it was in the freezer. So I'm going to do, actually, so I know you're cooked, and you're also super sloppy right now. I don't understand that. You're just like not holding a form. But that's fine because what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle some cheese on top. I love sprinkled cheese on top of burgers that you cook because I feel like it's more of a purposeful distribution. I feel like, ooh, see rose gold horror storytelling. Oh yes, I love a good horror storytelling show. Very excited about that. It's Jenny from the Brunch. Yes, yes, it is. I'm infiltrating everything. Great. So we're just gonna basically reheat that. Not for very long, I promise. I'm gonna put a cover on there because I like to melt my cheese with a cover on it, kind of like putting your burgers on a grill. Ooh, I'm excited for rose gold. And my little dog wants to say hello. For those who have not seen my little dog, whatever. She's a little camera shy right now. This is not only an interesting show in the vein of this is the first time we were doing it as a festival show, but also Chris, my screen manager, is screen managing this from off-site instead of usually like right across from me like she usually is. For those who do not know us, we have our own theater venue, which is great, but someone rented it out today for noon o'clock. So she needs to be there so that way as soon as the show is done, she can just open the theater. And then me and Poppy are going to go visit her and say hi and stuff. All right. So I had this, while that's cooking up, I had this spread that I made. I just made it out of hot sauce, sour cream, ketchup, and a little Worcester sauce. Yes, give us chills. And Poppy, you're going to hear her a lot. She's going through this phase right now where she like begs for uppies, and then when you try and pick her up, she's like, don't touch me. What is this? No. So yeah. Yeah, she's doing it right now. Yeah, hey. She just wants attention. All right. I'm going to put this spread on both sides because I really like it. Hey, don't yell at me. You hear my dog barking. She's now upset that she's hearing food being made. And she is not getting any herself. Your food is over there. Go have some. Go have some. What are you doing? burgers, 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 burgers. Every time I say it like that, I go full Travolta at some point. Burgers. It's a, and then I get a little Walken, a little Christopher Walken. It's a burger. It's a Shakes burger. All right. You could be a little more melted. Be a little more melted. Yeah, you could be a little more melted. I don't want to burn the butt, but I also like don't want to do anything too weird. So yeah, this is what I'm working with so far. It's just a little spread. I put some salt and pepper on there just so flavor, the flavor. All right, it's gonna be good enough. Because really, the star of the show, while this is a burger recipe, the star of the show is. I'm gonna just let you kind of simmer in your hot pot over there. Yeah, I know, Poppy. The star of the show is the egg. I'm over here just like getting stuff out of my cabinets I forgot to get out earlier. Okay. I promise I didn't leave you. Okay. All right. So you're just gonna simmer in your pot for right now. I'm gonna take one egg out. I only need one. I'm gonna put two in. I'm gonna take this time to put some stuff away. I'm gonna turn down the heat on you a little bit. I like to crack my eggs directly over the pan. I feel like I am too sloppy. I'm gonna make it go weird. My kitchen, yeah, it's a nice place that we got here. We've been living in this place for 9 years. Actually, it was literally the first apartment that we ever looked at, and then we didn't look at any more. We looked at a few others in the building, but we were like, no, this one's fine. This is great. Been 9 years, and this is what we got. Yeah. All right. So I'm just letting that little sunny side up friend do its business. I'm also going to try and make this meat go onto this thing. Again, it's still falling apart a bit, so might take some creative building, some meat Legos, if you will. Yes. Okay. We're having a sloppy Billy instead of his Shakes burger. Yeah, that's fine. I'm adaptable. This isn't one of those cooking shows where like the star of the show also is the food, because after this we are going to be interviewing some of my favorite people. Just some wonderful people that are also in the festival that are doing really good shows that I want to talk to. All right. How's my egg coming along? I'm gonna taste some of this meat. I just want to. You could also use a little salt. I'm a salt fiend. I really am. It's a bad thing. It really is. I'm gonna pop this bubble. Do I want to try to make this an over easy? She do want to be bold today. I'm not gonna make this a whole over easy. I'm just gonna like fold you in half, kind of. Just so that yolk like cooks. I'm gonna like. Yeah. Amazing. Because like I have this thing about salmonella. I know a lot of people eat raw eggs in like their protein shakes, or they think they're rocky or something, whatever. I can't do that. Just emotionally. I can't do that. So yeah, all right. Okay. And it's 11:06. Fantastic. Amazing. So what you do is you take your egg. And I'm fine with the egg being like split in half too. So I'm using a very small bun today. When we were prepping for the show today, we were like, we forgot to get buns. So the only bun we have left is this tiny little baby bun. But that's fine. All right. I gotta get moved off of there. Don't worry, fans of the show, even though this is off, I do have my fire extinguisher at the ready, just in case something goes wrong in the kitchen area, in case something goes wrong in the other areas, what have you. So this is what she looks like. It's just a fun pun name for a brunchy burger, especially if you want to make it Shakespearean themed. Any teachers who are having any work from home students and start really early in the morning and you want to add a little zhuzh to your class, this is always a fun thing to have the kids make. And again, they don't have to use meat. If they're not meat eaters, they also don't have to use egg if they're not egg eaters. There's substitutes for everything now, which is great. So, Poppy was scratching at my foot right now because she wants attention real bad, which is fine. We don't want attention. I'm going to give her a little attention. I'm going to set up over there. Before I do that, we have a little video from the Pittsburgh Fringe, just talking about the festival, the virtualness of it all this year. It's 3 minutes. Don't worry about it. Take a look. Have a fun time.
Welcome to the 2021 Pittsburgh Virtual Fringe. It's been a hard year since spring of 2020 when the Pittsburgh Fringe was among the very first Fringe festivals in the world to go virtual. We are very proud of how quickly we adapted last year, and we are very proud of our substantial lineup of performances this year. We are especially happy to welcome virtually so many international performing artists alongside our amazing local and national shows. Perhaps we are most proud that this year the Pittsburgh Fringe has decided to not charge any of the artists and to not collect any percentage of the ticket fees. So any ticket money that you give to the artist will 100% be going to the artists. I'm also very thankful to my team. First of all, to my friends and family who gave me so much time to allow me to help put this festival together, and to Emily. And without her hard and dedicated work, this festival would not have happened. I also want to thank Michael for helping us get this new back end of the website together. I want to encourage all of our virtual guests to be generous, if you can, to our artists who have suffered an unprecedented year of professional hardship. And we are really doing this for them. So if you can give generously to our artists, that's what we're here for. And that's why we're putting this virtual festival together. We want to help the artists. Also, as part of the Pittsburgh Fringe, we are so looking forward to all the wonderful shows that are being presented here at the Pittsburgh Virtual Fringe. There's over 50 shows of all sorts of genres and ratings, all sorts of topics that are covered. I think everyone will find several shows that would be very interesting to watch. If you're having trouble, where do I start with 50 plus shows? We started an artist chat series this year, so you could go look. All of our social media and our YouTube channel has all of those interviews up. We're actually still producing a couple, but that might be a great way to get to know the artist and to find out if that show is the right fit for you. There's also a lot of previews and lots of information on the website. So just take a gander and look through that. I'm sure you're going to find something that you're interested in. And the great thing about Fringe festivals is the best way to view a Fringe festival is just to dive in and try something, even if you don't think you'll like it or you're not sure if you'll like it. Fringe is also about experimental audience members taking a chance on all these new and different shows that are happening at the Fringe. So once again, I want to welcome you to the Pittsburgh Virtual Fringe for 2021, and I hope you enjoy this weekend of so many shows. Thank you for joining us.
I think my friends are here, so please let's welcome them all in and let's have a fun little talk about our shows, y'all. Hello. Hi, friends. All right. So I'm doing this on a very small phone, so I can kind of see everybody. But for myself, I should know who's here, but in case friends have been brought on. Also, for anyone who hasn't used StreamYard before, just so you're aware, the screen that you're seeing is the screen that everyone's seeing. So everyone is in the boxes that you are seeing directly, which is great, which is fun. I love that. It's so easy. So easy. But anyway, if everyone could just go around.
Yeah.
I'm going to say clockwise order. Let's do clockwise order. And just say who you are and what your show is and how you're related to the show. That would be amazing. I will go first. I'm Jenny. I'm hosting Brunch with the Pittsburgh Fringe Takeover. I also have I'm Your Hamlet streaming out through the Pittsburgh Fringe. It started at the 2020 So Many Shakespeare's Festival, which I curate because nepotism, yay. But yeah, that's me. That's what I'm about. Tell the viewers at home who all of you are.
Yeah, I think I'm going next. My name is Tom Kilby, and I live in Greenville, South Carolina. And the performance work that Amanda Levesque and I, who is also here, are doing is called Needs. It's a 25-minute performance art documentary, experimental documentary. And I am really proud of it. I feel great about it, and I'm really happy to be here in the Fringe.
Yes, amazing. Next up.
Hi, my name's Dylan. I'm part of Brawling Bard. Hey, Alan. This year we're doing a show called Comedy of Zoom Errors, which is going to be a lot of fun. I myself will not make any mistakes during the show, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of others.
We love a show with errors already built into the name, so if something goes wrong, you could just say it was supposed to happen. All right.
That was our complete reason.
Yes, it is.
Yay!
Hi, my name is Amanda Levesque. I live in Asheville, North Carolina. And I'm very happy to be here. I'm involved in the piece with Tom called Needs.
Amazing! I'm so excited to talk to you both about Needs. But before we do that, Alan, talk a little about your show, who you are, how you're involved in all that.
So I'm Alan Irvin. I'm also with Brawling Bard Theater, and as you've heard, our show is the Comedy of Zoom Errors, in which Brawling Bard Theater has adapted Shakespeare's Comedy of Errors to Zoom. And of course, all the wonders of the online environment will probably show up in one form or another, except of course for Dylan, who's always perfect.
That's true. My screen, our final box is looking like some blinds. That's cool. Can you hear us? Can you?
Still can't.
Are you there with us, friend? All right. Our screen manager, Chris, is going to work out some bugs there, see what's going on, see if she can help with any of that. But for Needs and the Comedy of Zoom Errors, please feel free to give us your elevator pitches for the show. The short little versions as to why people should go see your show.
I'm going to go ahead. Amanda and I will kind of do this as a side-by-side maybe, as far as Needs is concerned. And we do this thing like, it's kind of like art is life. We've been performing together for
like 10 years. Over 10 years we've been performing together.
And usually live.
Yeah, very, yeah. This is our first. This is our first. This is the first performance. But
And I have some experience doing video.
I have a little bit
But-
of experience, a little bit of experience.
And Amanda has experience with Shakespeare.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys' show. That sounds funny and awesome.
Well, that's what we're
That sounds
hoping
really
for.
exciting.
Don't get your hopes up too much now.
Yeah. Comedy of Zoom Errors, give us your elevator pitch. Tell us a little bit about your show.
Okay. Well, as you said, it's Shakespeare's The Comedy of Errors, which is his play of two sets of identical twins separated at birth, running around the city of Ephesus. But we have adapted it for Zoom, and as we said, all the wonders of our new online world are going to show up. So whether it's backdrops or muted monologues, there will probably be family members, human and canine, that interrupt, and we are just trying to have a little fun with this the whole idea of online performance that we've all been living through for the last year.
Yeah. So I know, Alan, your show Murder of Gonzaga was it was a live show that had happened at the Pittsburgh Fringe, but it was adapted to an online format. This show sounds like it was specifically adapted for an online format first. Yes.
Yeah, this was designed for to be on Zoom from the beginning. So we had in mind going back, and like we did last year, adapting an old show to online, and very quickly became obvious that the real fun stuff was playing with the online. And so with that we'll just start from scratch with a brand new bit and just mess it up as much as we possibly can.
Yes. Yes. Neat. So you say you've been performing together for a very long time, usually live. Does that mean that this show was on stage in person first before being adapted into an online format?
No, this is strictly online. It takes place in my apartment and my garden downstairs.
Well, your other ones.
A lot of the performance that we've done has been
specifically for online format. This has been created specifically for an online format. Has it been in any other festivals or anything so far?
We've been in the Astro Fringe Festival, and we're going to be in the Cincinnati one.
Okay. Cool.
Is it Cincinnati or is it Cleveland?
Cleveland, sorry, it's Cleveland.
Cincinnati, Cleveland, they both start with C's.
Yeah.
My dog is very mad that she is not getting the burger that I'm eating right now. She's very
I'm also mad about that.
Yeah, Chris, were we able to figure out anything with our other guest?
I am here audio wise. If you can hear me right now.
Yes!
Great.
Great! Amazing. It's a mystery.
Yeah, we're having camera troubles, but you will just get this voice over top.
Fine. So please tell the viewers at home who you are, how you're related to the show that you are here with, all of that fun stuff, and give us a little elevator pitch of your show.
Sure. So I'm Owen Corey. I am with Richard II, This Little World. I am playing Richard II and all the characters, which leads us to the elevator pitch. So this is a show that's been conceived as Richard II as told by Richard in his prison cell at the very end. So entirely on his own, using body puppetry and whatever needs to be done to tell the story by himself to his audience in his last hour of life. So it's a show that sort of developed for us out of this one necessity, which is we can't do it for people. So what do we do now? We can't do it live. So, so what do we do now? And it actually blossomed into this look at isolation. which is something that we all experienced this year. And this look at what happens if you really need to connect with somebody, but you are stuck. And how do you handle that? And so that is the Richard that emerged out of this.
That sounds fantastic. That sounds like such a fun show. I'm very, very excited about that.
Thank you.
Before I ask my next question, Neve, can you give me a little insight as to like what prompted this show to be?
That's for me?
No.
Oh, no, sorry.
It is for Neve, but also everyone can answer after Neve.
Okay.
Oh my God, one thing.
Tom, do you want to take this one?
Okay. We love performing, and we enjoy the opportunity of doing this stuff live. Part of the reason we like the live element so much for us is our physicality and what it is that we show together. So the challenge of being able to represent that through video and in some way have it be enticing is a part of what we started doing with this. And I'm going to stop there, Amanda, and give it to you.
Okay. And also, I need help because I'm in a wheelchair, so I need to get stuff. And I had a friend who was working for me for about a year and a half, and Tom was still in every now and then. But when my friend quit on me, I need more help. So I chose to hire Tom to be one of the aides. And so we started looking at and creating the show from that.
I'm moving my camera closer. Don't get scared, everybody. For some reason, my camera was so far away, and also because it's doing it on a phone, I was like, I can't read anything. I can't see anything. What is up? All right. A little better now.
And what a cute dog. I love the doggy.
Yes. My little dog. Her name is Poppy. She is a Yorkie. She is 7 months old, and she is very confused every single time I do this because I'm talking to no one from her point of view. She has no idea what's happening. Poppy, yes. So this is a question that I ask all of my guests every single time I do this, because we always have these bonding experiences that we talk about during like cast parties, or like something happens during a rehearsal that reminds you of this really bad thing that happened during a show. We all have our theater horror stories. They are usually things that like went either horribly wrong and everyone knew, or went horribly wrong and the audience thought that it was exactly supposed to happen. One of mine that I tell all the time on this show, because I've been doing this show since August, is I was doing an outdoor production of A Midsummer Night's Dream years and years ago. This is 2016. And all of the performances except for the final performance were rained out, which means that we moved it inside for the most of the run until the very end. Very end comes along. We're finally able to do it outside. It's going to be a great time. I'm playing Titania. Titania falls asleep throughout like 20 minutes of Act 1. Or at least what we were calling Act 1, because we separated it in Act 1 and Act 2 for a nice, easy intermission. She's asleep for a very long time. They had warned us that spiders would be in the area. They did not tell us how many. I wasn't really paying attention to that because I was like, our show is outside finally. So while I was asleep on stage, outside, spiders were crawling all over my face, in my wig, up my little toga dress thing, and I had to figure out ways to like get them off of my face without detracting attention from the main actors who were doing their thing and doing it very well. That's one of mine, and it's one of those things that like only kind of my family knew, because they, of course, my family's just watching me the entire time, and they're just like, she's twitching kind of weird right now. What did you do? Oh, there's something on her face. Oh, there's a spider on her face. Wow. So they were the only ones who knew, but like everyone else was like, no, I had no idea what was happening. Most of the cast was even like, what? There's spiders here? What's going on? That's one of mine. If anyone has any horror stories that they would like to share with the class, please feel free to blurt them out. They can either be on stage pre-pandemic, they could be something that happened during the pandemic, like Wi-Fi goes out when it was supposed to, or someone's camera turns on when it wasn't supposed to. Anything of that nature. Please feel free to give us your stories.
We had one happen to us we were attempting to get a recording of the show, like a clean recording of the show, right? Just one good take on a high quality camera. And an endless amount of things went wrong, but probably the most devastating one was we're in the middle of the recording. We are 45 minutes in to finally getting one clean run of the show. And an alarm that I had set for 8:45 p.m. for no good reason on my phone goes off in the middle of the show. And you can watch, no one will ever see this version. We've buried it, but we didn't delete it. You can watch raw panic creep onto my face. And then you can watch the 5 stages of grief happen in about 30 seconds. From like rage to denial to this can't be happening to just acceptance. And then you watch an actor desperately try to cover. Like, if anyone's seen Hound of the Baskervilles or The Complete Works of Shakespeare Abridged, there's all these jokes, right? About like, oh, the actor tries to cover the mistake. It was that, but as real as it can be. And for that, hilarious to watch, soul crushing to be inside of. So there's one great recording of this show that will never see the light of day because you hear me improvise the line, music! No music! And then run and turn my alarm off.
Oh my God, I do a lot of screen managing, so I feel that real hard. Like either audience sound is just happening or something on my end goes wrong. There was even one time I was screen managing a kids show, and as like the audience was coming in and they were having the pre-show like PowerPoint happen, someone had tried to send me their like sizzle reel. So I'm just like shouting to my mom across the room, like, "Hey, somebody's sizzle reel is here!" And then I'm getting texts from a reporter saying, "Why are you yelling about a sizzle reel right now? Stop it." So sound happening during shows when they're not supposed to be happening. I feel that so hard because it's something in the virtual world that like you never really think of in advance because you think of like what's happening directly in front of you, what you're doing. Any sort of sounds that like your phone or computer is making, or like something even in another room, is never like fully on your mind until it happens to you, and you're like, "Oh, I need to."
I live in this city, so there are sirens going on pretty much all the time, and so when you're trying to record, it can be annoying.
Yep.
Oh my God, recording problems all the time happen to me. There was this one show that I'm Your Hamlet had a sequel, and it was a pre-recorded version, and there was one whole like group scene that we did, and at the very end we're like, "Yay, it's the final group scene, we're done!" And one of the actors was like, "I forgot to hit record, we have to do this again." So getting recordings of shows is always, you gotta remember to do the start and I'm tired.
Well, that's kind of the whole reason for our show. The whole thing with our show was that the first couple times we got together, we were just talking about what's gone wrong with shows you've done. What horrible things have happened? And then we sort of put all of those things into our show. And
and it's amazing how hard it can be to get things to go wrong when you want them to.
Absolutely.
There were several gags that we had to cut just because it was too hard to actually get them to work. We were going to do a whole story that one of our actors told us she did a podcast as a guest, and her mother heard it, and her mother's comment was, "Anne, I think we need to buy you a good microphone." And she realized that was her mother's polite way of saying, "Boy, you sounded awful." And so we were going to build that in and have a bit where her new microphone arrives from, the Amazon guy drops it off in the middle of the show and have her unwrapping it and plugging it in. Except we discovered that Zoom is so good at managing the technical end of things, we could not get her to sound bad no matter how we tried. So there would be no improvement to compare to it. We ended up cutting that whole gag. There was just no way to work it.
Covered up the mics with tape. I don't know, but for some reason Zoom has gotten. I mean, for some reason they understand that everyone's using it right now and has been for well over a year. So the technological advancements that Zoom has gone through in this year and several months that we have been in this pandemic is kind of astounding. Mm-hmm. I will never be patient with a website or an app ever again. If it's these updates are taking a long time to roll out. It's no, if Zoom could do it, real fast, then you guys could do it, okay? Anything else?
I have to give Dylan some props for being someone who's very good at being able to engage the audience and work around stuff like this. So just something from our last live show. And Dylan, if you recall this, feel free to jump in at any point. But the last show we did live was something that was very much designed to be in the audience and just with the audience as part of the whole experience. And it was our adaptation of Shakespeare's King John, which is his absolute worst play ever. And there is a scene where Dylan is interrogating a prisoner using a puppet. I can't remember. I think the puppet is the prisoner, and it was a marvelous.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, performance we were doing because it was just absolutely packed. We were in a small coffee house, and it was literally standing room only. So there are audience members sitting in the alcove where he is doing this scene, and they are remarking to each other about the scene that is going on around them. And Dylan at one point just kind of interrupts with the puppet and goes to him and says, "Excuse me, I'm doing a scene right here. Can you see the scene going on?" And just keep rolling with it completely. So.
Yes, heckle back at the hecklers.
That's the fun of live theater, right?
Have any additional stories you'd like to throw on the pot? If you don't, that's fine.
I was thinking of Amanda. I was thinking of two different stories. I was thinking one of the piece with Barry, and I was thinking the other one when we were doing opening Amanda's closed door. Both of those have interesting glitches.
Yeah.
Would you care to share those, or one of them?
You share about the closed door, and I'll do the other one.
Okay, I'll do Amanda's closed door.
Yeah.
Amanda's closed door is a burlesque piece that we did a strip with Amanda, and because Amanda can't take her clothes off, she has to have help. And I was supposed to pull clothes off of her off scene, and I forgot to remove part of her costume because we were in the midst of the performance and I was excited. And so I came out, and then she said, I still have my pants on. And so it ended up being a part of what we did. We rolled with it, but it was a script that was not quite as script as it could have been.
A whoopsie. It was a whoopsie.
It was a whoopsie. Yeah, it was a whoop.
and then in another show we did, me and Tom, we do a lot of physical work. So we always try to get me out the chair regardless. And so, and this one was a dance piece that I was in that I asked Tom to be involved in. And And so before this piece, I was supposed to stand up and hold on to some arms, and he was on the floor. I was standing there holding on to his arms, kind of like a beginning of an airplane, kind of. And the first time we did it, I felt and they kept like, oh my god, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. But they were very
We had people from the cast were running out because they were afraid that Amanda was injured. And we fall all the time in the work that we do, and we do it in a way that, you know, all of us stay safe. But these folks didn't know that, and so they were horrified because they all own Amanda. I mean, this was the piece she was doing with them, and they were going, "Oh my God, she's broken!" And no, of course she wasn't broken, but you know that whole, yeah. And we always run the risk.
I fall a lot in the shows as well, but not on purpose.
Yeah, this wasn't on purpose, believe me.
Before I let y'all go, please, I'm going to ask y'all 2 questions. Feel free to, when you're talking, answer both of them. 1, what is another show in the festival that you're super looking forward to? And 2, what's like one final thing that you can say to everyone watching at home to make sure that they watch your show? Feel free to take it away.
Well, I'll go first. Actually, Owen's show is one that I'm looking forward to seeing, so I'm hoping to catch that. And one of the reasons to watch our show, and Jenny, this for you as well, is we do have dogs.
Dogs!
Multiple dogs interfere with the show in multiple ways.
Yeah, she heard
Next year we'll probably bring babies as well, because we'll do anything to get people to watch our show.
Yeah.
All right. Who else? Yeah.
And did you remember the name of the show that's going to be playing tonight? Like, I think at 10 o'clock?
Yes.
In the Fringe with us in Nashville?
Walking on the spectrum. Walking on the spectrum.
Walking on the Spectrum, I'm looking forward to. And I didn't get a chance to see it in Nashville, so I'm really looking forward to seeing it here.
It's awesome, and I might go see it again. I loved it so much. So I might go see it again. And if you want to laugh a lot at us and just be entertained and come watch our show, Tom, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, no, I just think that the thing that I love about our show is that it gives you an opportunity to see inside disability in a way that you might not have imagined before. And, you know, curiosity and seeing a larger world would be a part of what our work would be.
Also, we will have a Zoom talk back about our show on Sunday at Sunday at 5 o'clock. So come on down and speak to us and talk to us and just have fun the Fringe. Fringe on!
Yes! Fringe on! Yes!
Hey.
Fringe on.
Owen, Donnie, do you guys have some things that you're willing to watch or want to watch?
I mean, obviously, as a fellow Shakespeare nerd, I'm going to take a look at Brawling Bard's comedy of Zoom errors. I mean, you know, it's cheating at this point, but like obviously, I want to see both of the shows, you know, from the people that are on today. I really want to see Need as well. There's another one. It's got an extraordinarily long title. I think that's like a PowerPoint presentation party on the state of theater in America. It's got a wildly long title. I can't remember it correctly, and I am ashamed of that. But I am very excited to check that one out. For our show, we've got one more at 8 o'clock tonight, and you should see it because it is a wild, full-blown Shakespeare in an hour done by one actor that is also a really connected piece about isolation and how you break out of it or don't.
Love that. Oh my God. That sounds very timely for right now, too. How do you break out of isolation right now? I wish there was alcohol in here.
Yes, thank you. The slideshow or a petition for the position of artistic director at a major seafood chain or other theatrical productions.
Emily for the win! Yes!
Emily for the win. Thank you. Oh my God. Perfect.
Donnie, what do you want to see? Great. Love it. And of course, my show, I'm Your Hamlet, about a bunch of actors on Zoom trying to get together to do Hamlet, and you have all of the actor cliches of every bad actor you've ever worked with in one thing. It won the 2020 Young House Theater Award for Best Long Form Zoom Play of the Year, and also Chris Wygant, who was the screen manager for this show, is in that show playing Wyatt, and she won Best Comedic Performance in I'm Your Hamlet as well. So it's really funny. I'm very proud of it. I wrote it in 8 hours when I had a ton of food poisoning right when we were adapting the festival from in-person to virtual. So that was happening. But yes, thank you all so much for coming on. I'm so happy to have had all of you on. For those that I already know, thank you so much for indulging me once again. For those that I just met, y'all are so nice for meeting me. Yay!
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yay.
Have a great rest of your Saturday, y'all. Me just slowly dancing as everyone leaves. Kicking it all out of my show. So tomorrow we have another yay me, always yay me, always yay me. Yes, yay to all of my guests. They're wonderful. We're doing another Pittsburgh Fringe Bar Brunch tomorrow. Pittsburgh Fringe Brunch, yes. It is going to be at noon o'clock tomorrow. That's going to be a super fun time. Just more Pittsburgh Fringe, more Pittsburgh Fringe. Please, please, please follow the links below that I've been scrolling below for the shows that we're on today. Also, we have my personal link tree, which has the links to watch I'm Your Hamlet. It has the links to see Noises Off, which is also happening through my theater company in June. It has all that stuff. It has donations if you want to help keep Bar Brunch going, because Bar Brunch has always been free to view, free to watch. But I make a lot of food and I make a lot of cocktails on certain days, so it costs money. All right, but thank you so much to our guests for being on. I'm so, so, so excited to see everyone's shows, and just, I'm happy to be back in a Fringe environment once again. Thank you all for watching at home. Y'all are amazing. I'm gonna play with my dog because she's feeling very restless. Have a great day, y'all.